Hi guys, guess what? I'm finally doing it. I'm gonna tackle all my WIPs. I pulled them out. We're in the living room. There was just not enough space in my craft room. Yeah, there was not enough floor space. Can you believe that? And it looks pretty bad. I knew I had a lot of WIPs from many years ago as well, but I did not think I would have that many. I think it's time to face the music, and I hope we can get through this together. I think this is gonna be a long video, so grab a cup of something and get comfortable. Take your knit, crochet, or whatever you're doing there, maybe spinning or embroidering or... Okay, I'm digressing. I think I don't wanna do it, but I have no choice. I have decided to start this year by going through my WIPs. Let's start. Let's start from the beginning. Okay, I will turn the camera around just to show you how bad it is, and I hope we can get through this together. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Because I'm not, but I know you will help me and you won't judge me, because I think there are many of us who are in a similar situation. Yes, okay, I'm turning you around. There. This is the reality of my WIPs. Some of them are in bags, some of them are in baskets, some of them don't even have bag or a basket. And there is a box over there. I know there are many of them, and okay, box, that's not good. Here, and there is more on the sofa. There's... Oh, those are the good ones. Those are... Okay. There. Now you have seen it. The extension of my mess. And let's begin. 1, 2, 3, go. Hi. My name is Jana and you're watching Finnish Knitting Stories. Welcome. Let's do a bit of introduction here, because this is not going to be one of my regular episodes. So if you're new here, I would advise that you would go back and watch one of my previous episodes to find out what is happening here. Yeah, I'm coming to you from Finland, from southern part, right by the sea. And we are in our living room, and I have today all my WIPs here for you. WIP stands for work in progress, and as you can guess, this is my video podcast about knitting, mostly about knitting, but about crochet as well, and some other crafts. And I'm a knitter, spinner, yarn dyer from Finland, and yeah, this is a bit different episode, as I already mentioned. I promised you that I would pull all my WIPs out and we would go through them, and I want to start this new year from a clean page, and I think it's a good way to do so, by going through all my WIPs. Some of them are very old, so we will have a true WIP confessions here. You will know all the truth about my WIPs. The amount of them is a bit overwhelming and scary, and it's way more than I actually thought. I pulled everything out from the craft room. That's why we're in the living room, because there was not enough space in the craft room on the floor. It just didn't fit in. Yeah, it is a bit overwhelming, but I hope we can get through it together. So let's just dive in and let's begin. I will be dividing them in two categories. Let's keep it simple. I will have only two categories, which will be knit or frog. Actually, frog I will be putting there, and knit I'll be putting here on the sofa, like Finnish, frog or Finnish. Yeah, let's just begin somewhere and let's see how it goes. The only thing I did, I just pulled everything out. I did not prepare in any other way, and I hope we will figure it out as I go. Let's start with an easy one. Let's start with a thing that I don't even like to count as a WIP, because it's my long-term project. It's a granny square, no, not a square, granny striped blanket that I've been working on for several years now. and it lives here in our living room. It's always there on the sofa. I have this basket where I put all the weird bits and bobs, all kind of yarn scraps and little balls like this, and then unwanted sock yarns, and then I just add them to this blanket. It's a wild and happy colored blanket, and I just work on it whenever I feel like. Lately I've been working on it. There is a donut progress keeper, and this is how much I have added since we last time talked, which was a week ago. So not much, but something. This is a big blanket. So yeah, that's an active WIP, and I don't even count as a WIP. Blankets don't count as WIPs, and this is definitely knit. So let's put it back here. Here we will be putting all the everything that I'm planning to finish, and it's quite a pile over here. So let's just dive in. Let's see what's in here. Oh, this is a very pretty project bag by Bertie and Puppet, one of my favorite bag makers, and I have talked about her many times, and this one has foxes on, so I couldn't resist it, of course. Let's see what's in it. It's a sock. doesn't even have needles on, because it was supposed to be a sample sock for the store. I have a yarn store here in our town, and yeah, it was supposed to be a sample sock for the store because it's one of my regular colorways. I will be dyeing more of it soon, so I think I have to finish this. I have to finish this. This is color named Cotton Candy, and I think I will finish this sock because I need sample socks always. So this goes into knit pile. First one, second one into a knit pile. Actually, I have recorded this video once already, and yeah, and the sound on it was completely messed up. Let's say it that way. And I got upset and discouraged because it was a very nice video. It was over an hour long, and now I need to start it again. So I hope I can get through this, and I'm very upset with my microphone right now, and I'm gonna be sending feedback to the maker. It's a very big famous brand, and I have not been happy with their product because it has happened multiple times, and I have tried to fix that they suggest, and it just still keeps screwing up my sound. So I had an hour and 20 minutes on my previous video, and 95% of it is unusable. So I will maybe try to add some clips in the beginning or in the end from that video, because I did have a sock that I frogged in that video, and now I have just yarn to show you because I frogged the sock straight away instantly. So that's next thing that's going back into my stash. It used to be a sock. I will try to show it somewhere, but yeah, it happens sometimes, and my hubby told me, sure, you can do it. He made me a cup of coffee. I drank a cup of coffee lately. Quickly, not lately. Sorry if I'm saying something weird. My mouth is already a bit dry. Before I talked for over an hour, and now I'm trying to get through this because it's Friday and it's late afternoon, and we're in Finland, so we're starting to lose light. That's the problem. So I need to hurry up a little bit if I want to finish it today. But I hope it's okay and you still enjoy it, and let's just go to the next project very quickly. I don't know what to grab. Another bag by Bertie and Puppet. I have quite a few. Yes, I love project bags, and these make me happy because they are the prettiest from inside and from outside. And what I have here is Kappa. Kappa by Veera Välimäki, and this is going into my frog pile because I bought this yarn several years ago with an intention of making Kappa shawl, and I started, and I don't know, it just does not feel right. It was supposed to be for me, but I don't know why I picked this color. I don't remember what yarn is it. Is it like a Malabrigo, Manos del Uruguay, one of those? and it's a lace weight. I don't remember what yarn. And I have 2 skeins of this, and I've been thinking I'm just gonna frog this and make something maybe for our daughter. It looks more like her kind of color. It's a very fun yarn, but I just don't feel like finishing this particular project, and I think it's okay. So first one to the frog pile. Yay! Let's put it there. So there will be my frog pile. Next, let's take something. I don't know. This one, another bag by Bertie and Poppet. It has foxes on it. If the bag has foxes on it, I'm sold. This one, if you are a regular viewer, you have seen this lately. It's the Forager sweater by Melody Hoffman, and I decided to work on it some more. I started it last summer, but then it was too hot because I'm knitting it with a Plötulopi and drop skid silk held together. But I definitely want to finish this. It's a beautiful sweater, and it's a keeper. I'm gonna knit it. So yes, that was quick and easy. Yay! Into the knit pile. Next. I hope you don't feel like I'm hurrying up, but I am a bit because of the light issue. Look, it's a finished sweater. I knit this many years ago when I just started learning how to knit a sweater. I did not use any pattern. I used some cheap yarn that I bought from sale. It's an inexpensive yarn. It's like an alpaca wool, and I think it has some artificial fibers in it as well, just by the feeling of it. And I ran out of it. I had to add another yarn from my stash, which for some reason I chose thick cotton yarn. And now the sleeves are very heavy. They are like very heavy sleeves that I added. And then I made body too narrow. I have actually re-knitted twice because I ran out of yarn. And then when cleaning my yarn cabinet, I actually found more of this. Surprise! So I could actually try to salvage it. I could try to fix it and use it as my home sweater. I think I also used the wrong needle size on the body because the top part feels looser. So I think I'm gonna frog it till here, re-knit the body, and then have a very basic nice home sweater. I will just make it wider and maybe more cropped. I think there is no point of frogging it because I'm definitely not gonna use this yarn for anything else. It just doesn't feel like. So I will try to save this and use it and not let it go to waste. So let's put it into knit pile for now. And let's see how it goes. I will keep you updated on my projects. Okay, another one. Beautiful foxy bag by Just Keep Knitting Bags and Totes on Instagram, and I think on Ravelry. On Ravelry and on Etsy as well. And here is my new Kappa shawl by Veera Välimäki, and I started it in summer, last summer, at Jyväskylä Knit Fest, because I needed something mindless for the car ride, and I actually bought yarn from Petite too. I think I have showed it in one of my previous episodes, maybe. Beautiful yarn. I will have 4 different colors, not in that particular order. And this is my mindless car knit that travels with me. You can see we haven't been anywhere lately. Alpaca, itching my nose. The usual story. But I hope I can wear this. But it's on a 3mm, I want to say 3mm needles, and it's gonna be just a very long tube that gets wider, and then you wear it as this big kind of a cowl. It's not a shawl, yes, I think it's like a super long cowl. And it's versatile, you can wear it in many different ways, and yeah. So that's a keeper. I will be knitting on that, and another one I'm frogging. So into the knit pile. Next, this one is just a little thing. It's a crochet. Yeah, it was supposed to be a dolly blanket for our daughter's dolls, and I ran out of yarn. Then I got one more ball and I never finished it. So I think I could just finish it this evening so that her dollies would have a blankie. So that's a quick one. Let's finish that. Maybe tonight. That's a knit. What else? Next. I hope I'm not going too fast, but light issue is putting pressures on me. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that it's okay to frog things because I don't know. I have so many things, and I think if you know you're not gonna finish it, it's better to frog it than to keep it there in your project bags or drawers or wherever you keep your WIPs, because I've been feeling a bit bad about having so many of them, and I think it will give me more energy and inspiration if I just go through all of them now and make a decision. Sometimes it's not easy to make a decision, but I will try. Okay, this one is a recent. You have seen it. It's my Christmas sweater by Skender Knits on Ravelry, Instagram and YouTube. And it's a keeper. I will be working on it sometime this year, a bit later. And what else do I have in this bag? And I have my gnome project that I never finished in December because it was a mystery knit along and the clues were just dropping in the wrong time for me. I could not handle it, so I will work on it later. I will definitely finish that. So, and this is a Christmas bag by the Fiber Fox that came with my last year's, like 2020 advent calendar. I love this bag. It's a nice forest themed bag. So that's a keeper. Let's see, what do we have here? A little llama, alpaca. What are they? Llamas or alpacas? Let's see. Let's look at the ears. I think these are llamas or alpacas. I don't know. Oh, this is a cardigan that I started last year. There was a pattern in Novita magazine. I think it was the autumn one. I don't remember who was the designer. I want to say Ronja Hakalehto, but I might be wrong. Yeah, it was a big, long, cabled cardigan, and I got very excited about it, and I started it, and I really want to work on it, but it's very hard when you have little kids around, and it's an intricate cable pattern, and it takes a lot of focus not to mess up, because I made a couple of mistakes. I had to fix them, and I still want to knit it. I just don't know when and how. So I'm keeping it. I have yarn for it. I have 1 kilogram of yarn. I'm using Drops Charisma in this beige color, and it's a very long, beautiful cardigan, and I want to finish it. I unfortunately don't remember the name of the pattern, but I have talked about this before. Anyway, I'll try to add them down below or somewhere. Yeah, just here. If I can't remember the pattern on the spot. But it is really pretty. And I got this far and then I had to stop because I was just making too many mistakes. But I really want to work on it. And let's see how it goes. Let's see. So let's put it away. It will need a bigger bag eventually, I think, if I keep working on it. Okay, what's next? Let's take next bag. What is in here? Oh, I have not seen this for a while. This is a shawl by a wonderful, talented Latvian designer who lives in Canada now, Ines Sang. It's her Miglos shawl, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. At least it used to be. I think it's still free. It's a beautiful shawl, and I started mine when it came out, and I'm knitting it in a Finnish sheep wool and my hand dyed color rhubarb, and I don't know, I just got stuck there and I put it away and I think I forgot about it. Oops, that happens sometimes. I lost my steam a little bit. Wait, which is? Yeah, that's the right side. I was showing you the wrong side. That's the right side. And I'm just working through this and getting I was working through this, trying to get to the lace. And I don't know, I think I started some other project and put this away, and that's how it stayed here. But I would like to finish it because I really like the shawl, I really like the yarn, and I will try to finish it. So let's put this into knit. I think we have too many going into knit. Let's see. Oh, let's take next one. What do we have over here? This is also a very beautiful project bag. This is by Nova Melina. It's a Finnish bag maker, seamstress, bag maker. I don't know, is she still making bags? I think I saw an announcement that her web store, she's closing the web store, but I was lucky enough to get one of these. It's a beautiful bag in a beautiful fabric. I love it. As you can see, I love things with animals. And there are two projects in here that I've been working on. This was supposed to be a hat for our daughter. It's a very nice yarn. It's a Shawl, something with cashmere in it. It's a beautiful green color, and the thing is that it's too big. It's too big. I think I have wrong needle size. I don't like how it looks. It looks a bit flimsy, and yeah, so I put it on hold. And I think I'm gonna frog it because I'm not sure about it. Maybe use this yarn for something else. Maybe not a rib. It would be my size now, but I don't think I need a green hat. So this is gonna be frogged. I think there's no point of continuing that. Another project in here. This is a keeper. This is definitely a keeper. It's No-Frills cardigan by Petite Knit. It's been on my list for a very long time, and then I finally started it last year, and then I think I got distracted by other projects because I thought, okay, I will only need this in spring because it's a long cardigan. You just wear it on your own, not under your winter clothes, like it doesn't go under the winter jacket. So I put it on hold, but I really want to finish it because it's a beautiful color. That's my own hand-dyed Get the Yarns Everyday Sock Merino in color Oyster, and I paired it with Dropskid Silk. I do not remember the color number. It could be like 40 or maybe 41. One of the new light colors. And I'm really excited about this one. I think I will put it on top of my queue now. I could start working on it again. Yes. Let's keep this. That goes into knit pile. Okay, now I have more hair in my lap. Look, I'm wearing my Snowy Forest by Knit Cafe Midori. It was in the Line magazine number 10. It's a beautiful one, and I'm wearing it with a linen dress. I like it over a dress. But let's not digress. Let's go into my projects. What else? Let's not take that. Oh, okay. We have frogging candidates. We have two that I think I want to frog. This was supposed to be a little summer top for our daughter when she was a baby. And it's knit in drops. I would say this is cotton merino. And I started it and I didn't finish it, and I'm gonna frog it now because there's no point. She won't fit in it anyways, and I don't know. I just did something with these little baubles, and well, I don't know. That's an old one. Our daughter is 6 now. And this is an old one as well. It's one of my first hand spun yarns. You can see it's all wonky and uneven, and we call it art yarn. We don't call it wonky, we call it art yarn. So yeah, I tried to make a cowl. This is 100% merino, and yeah, I made a cowl and I just don't like how it looks. It's weird, it's thick, it's stiff, and well, no. I think I could frog it and maybe use this yarn for something else, or just, I don't know. But anyway, we don't need this, whatever this is. Let's frog it. Do you have these weird things that you're not even sure what it is? I could make a pot holder from it. Like a very fancy handspun pot holder. Or an oven mitt. I think it's thick enough to be an oven mitt. Yeah, okay. Ideas flowing. No, let's just frog it. Okay. Frog. Next. Next one is a mystery object as well, because I don't know what it is. Oh my god, you guys, I don't know what it is. I do recognize the yarn. It's a Drops Melody, which is like a thicker brushed alpaca. It's nice, soft, and I think I tried to make a shawl. I'm not sure, but not a shawl, a scarf, a scarf. This was supposed to be a long scarf, and it was at the very beginning when I was not very experienced. So it's a stockinette, it's rolling, and this is a UFO. Unfinished. This is actually unidentified unfinished object. UFO. Yes. Do you have these as well? This is very old. I'm not sure how old this is, but not gonna finish it. So frog. This was easy. Frog. Don't know what to do with the yarn, but that's another problem. Okay, let's take something from the keep pile. Oh, here are two. Okay, let's do this one first. It's a new cast on. You haven't seen this yet because it's brand new. I just started it, and it's a cardigan for our daughter from scrap yarn. Here I have a variety of scrap yarns. I'm holding them double with mohair. I wanted to use white mohair, but then I decided to use this. I had it in my stash, and I'm just trying to fade different scraps, mostly leftovers from my half advent by Artemis yarns that I just made. I made our daughter a shawl that's finished, that's blocking now. It's drying already, and then from leftovers she wanted a cardigan. She really wanted a cardigan. I started it, I'm working on it, and there it is. So that's a keeper. Let's put it back. And here is another one, another keeper, which is a Cozy Memories blanket. I have added quite a few squares since I showed it to you last time. Since the last time, yeah, you saw this, and I think I have almost one row. A few are missing, but look, all of these are new. They're on top, and that's my long-term project as well. And I'm not even counting that in WIPs. Blankets don't count as WIPs, right? Right. Let's take another bag. Another bag, Christmas bag. Bertie and Puppet. I have two pairs of socks in here, both unfinished, and I want to finish both of them. There is one. There is another. It's stuck. It's stuck. I actually have one sock like this ready, and it's somewhere. And yeah, I'm keeping them both. We'll finish them later this year. We have time till Christmas. Oh gosh, there are so many. There are so many. Okay, let's take this. Little cotton bag with the flamingo on it. So I guess it's something for our daughter. And I'm right. It's a hat. I have even pulled the needles out of this one. It's actually a very fun hat. It was supposed to have ear flaps. Here's a provisional cast on, and then I-cord edging around it. And I'm not sure why I stopped working on it. I think it was too big on her at that point. It's this, I don't know, how do you call it properly? A mock color work. It's not really a color work. You create this pattern by using slipped stitches from the row below. It's a very fun one. I have knit one of these before, and many years ago, and this is quite old. I think I could try to finish it, but I'm not sure if I remember how to do this thing. But it would actually be a nice winter hat for her. Or should I just frog it? I don't know. I'm still unsure about this one. I think I'll keep it for now and I'll think about it. I'll try to finish it. If I can remember how to do that, I'll try to finish it. So, okay. That's there. And what else? Let's take another bag. Socks. We have socks here. We have socks here. And yes, you guessed right, I'm frogging these. Yeah, because I don't know, just something was not right. I could use this yarn for something else, maybe not socks. So, look how easy it is to just take something and frog it. Isn't it easy? It's also so satisfying to do that. Now it's stuck because I think I did a Norwegian cast on here, which is a tricky one to unravel. Old Norwegian cast on. Why do I have a knot there? I don't know. Okay, I'll deal with that later. So that's done. That's done. Look at that. It's done. And then another. I'm starting to lose my voice because I've been talking for almost 2 hours non-stop, considering the previous video. But I hope we can get through this. And there is also a beginning of a sock that will be frogged because it was too small. It was supposed to be a pair for my mom and it's too small. And yeah. So that goes into frog pile. There. Whew. A little breathing break. Not many, no, there's still some amount left. Okay, next. A little linen bag. This is very old. What's in there? What's in there? I already know because I already did this earlier. And it's a sweater for our daughter. I was supposed to make her a sweater. I don't know. Something was not working out, so I stopped. And I actually made her another one, and I never frogged this one, so this is a frog. It's like a summer sweater from a cotton linen blend, and I think that was the problem. I think I just did not enjoy it. So, a frog. To the frog pile. I'll go. I need to reach from there. Ooh. Yes, there. Okay guys, this is a hat. This is a hat. It was supposed to be a winter hat for my mom. I started it. I did not like it, and it's too hard and too thick, and yeah, I'm holding Drops Baby Merino double, and then I added a strand of silk mohair, so like 2 of these and 1 of these. So like 3 strands of yarn. That's why it's so thick, and I think it's, yeah, I did not like it after all. I made my mom another hat, and this is just, I still have needles in it. So that's a frog. I'm not gonna finish it because it's not up to my liking. That's a frog. Next customer. Okay, this is obviously a scarf, and it's knit. It's actually, is it long enough to be used? Is it long enough? It's from the time when I was into chunky knits. I don't know, remember some 5-6 years ago there was a trend for this kind of chunky scarves. I have made a few. This is made in Drops Snow. It used to be Eskimo when I knit this, but now it's called Drops Snow. It's actually almost ready. I don't know, I could just do a bind off and give it to someone, donate it to charity. Or I could make a little pot holders for my die space. I could cut these up, felt them, and make pot holders. I don't know. Anyway, Finnish or frog? I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it, but yeah. Okay, let's put it in a frog pile for now, because I'm not keeping it for myself, but I could really just give it to charity. Okay, what's in the little Mondim bag? Oh, that's a sad one. That is a sad one. It's it's my handspan and it's made from our German Shepherd's hair. He passed away a couple of years ago, and I spun a yarn. He was still alive when I made the yarn. I was brushing him and making yarn, and I wanted to make mitts. I wanted to make little mitts or mittens, I don't know, and I never did, because I was not ready to work with this, and I think I'm still not. So we will put it away. We will put it away, and I'll revisit it sometime later. But I'm glad I have the yarn, and it's just something to remember him by. Okay. Next is, it's a very fun bag. It's a little Moo. I got this bag on one of our trips when we were going to Latvia. I bought it from a ferry that goes from Helsinki to Tallinn. Yeah, I thought it would be a fun project bag, and it is. And I haven't used it because there's a project sitting in it that I have already started frogging. When I just started spinning, which was quite a few years ago. Yeah, I was experimenting with all kind of goat fiber. I was very much into goat fiber, and I managed to get a good amount of it, like a raw goat fiber, and then I was experimenting with it. I tried to dye the fiber and then spin it. I tried to make a bat and then dye it and then spin it, and then I tried to spin it first and then dye the yarn. And then I wanted to make this kind of little sampler shawl where I could see everything I have done, and I was knitting on it, and I don't know. Then I didn't feel like working on it anymore, and this used to be a part of the shawl. I already frogged it and made the leg warmers. Used this to make leg warmers for our daughter, and I just need to keep frogging it to free this nice bag that I can use it for something else. I have more of the goat fiber here. I have this pink, I have a natural gray, and I have a natural beige. Yeah, goat fiber is fascinating. It's extremely warm, and yeah, I think this is a mohair goat, and this is some other breed. I'm not an expert on goat breeds, but there are a few. Not all the goats are mohair goats. Yeah, did you even know that mohair comes from a goat? Yeah, that is a goat fiber. Mohair goats. They are these cute little funny things. So I will just frog it and then use the yarn for something else. Yeah, because that shawl is just not happening. And it's a really fun bag. I want to use it for some fun project, like our daughter's cardigan would be perfect in here. So need to free the bag. Okay, frog pile. Continuing with goat fiber theme, I have a shawl in this one. It's a bag by my yak, and I have a shawl. This is also a handspun goat. This natural dark gray, very, very pretty. And I started a simple triangular shawl. I wanted it for myself, but it is too dark for me. I realize it's too dark. See, it's making a stripe because it's a handspun. It does that sometimes. But I could finish it anyway. It's a simple, very simple triangular shawl. I could finish and maybe give it to somebody because this is so soft and so nice, and so much work has gone into making the yarn. So I think I want to finish this. Yes, let's put it into a knit pile. this goes into a knit pile. It's growing, it's growing. It will soon be very big and overwhelming. Okay, let's take another one. A tote by Skender pom-pom, a fun one, and it's also a keeper. The shawl that is in there is also a keeper. This is Aito by Melody Hoffman. I started it last year. It's been on my list forever. I started it and then winter came. It got very dark and I tried to work on it in the evenings and it was very hard to make this. See, like I tried to blend the colors here, like to make the fade from one color to another very smooth. The shawl is using 4 different colors of Plötulopi. I have 2 of them here now. And the blending was very hard and I decided I will put it on hold until we have more daylight, that I can actually see what I'm doing. So, no other reason. And this time I have a stitch stopper here. Yay, needle stopper. I have pulled my interchangeables off for another project and this is how you should do it. Because in some other ones stitches have escaped and I have not put stoppers on. Don't be like me, always put stoppers on if you're pulling your interchangeables off. So that's a keeper. Knit. Whew. Okay. Next, what do we have next? Moomin bag. This is a cosmetics bag actually from a grocery store, but it was so cute that I decided to keep it as a project bag. What do we have in here? In here we have a sad attempt of me making a sock pattern. There is one. It didn't work out and scrapped that. This one is actually almost finished. It's a toe-up sock that I tried to knit. I tried to write down a pattern and I think I never did it. But it's a very pretty sock and it's knit in my mini gradients that I usually do them in summer because they work for shorties. And I don't know, I think I'm just gonna scrap it and use the yarn to knit a basic pair of shorties because let's face it, it's not gonna happen. I could try to remember how I knit this, what did I do, but I don't think I can make an identical sock because I have no clue what I have done here. And it's a toe up, so I don't know. I think I'll just have to scrap these and use the yarn for a pair of shorties. So let's frog this. Let's frog that. Let's be ruthless and frog it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's I'm sighing because this is harder than I thought. I have put time in these, but I just have to let them go because if I'm not gonna finish them, what's the point of keeping them, right? Let's take the next one and just move on. Let's keep going because check it's getting dark outside. Yeah, it's already over 3 and I think the light will disappear pretty soon. Okay, next one. See? Don't be like me. Don't just pull the interchangeables off. Always use a needle stopper. This is a shawl by Stephen West. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I want to say Dustland. I might be wrong. Is it a Dustland? It's a rather new shawl. It came out last year. I fell in love with it. I started it immediately and it was warm outside and I didn't feel like knitting with this thick yarn. I don't know why. And now I don't know. Should I finish it or should I frog it? It's a beautiful yarn and I think I have four skeins of this taupe beige. What are you? What are you? And I'm not sure what to do with it. I don't know. I would like to finish a shawl, but okay, let's keep it in knits. Let's keep it in knit pile. Maybe. I'll give it a go. Or I could always frog it and make some nice sweater. Okay, yeah, no. Let's put it in a knit pile. For now. For now. let's go to the next one. This is actually a finished cardigan, what I have in this bag. It's a very old one. I think I used some sort of pattern for it. Could be by hedgehog fibers, the pattern. I'm not sure. Or part of it is improvised and it's in a mixture of yarns. I was not very experienced garment knitter when I knit this. I used some leftover here and it's a bit wonky. It's a messy, it's wonky, it's not keeping the shape. I used 3 different yarns here. This is merino, this is like a thicker DK Aran weight mohair, brushed mohair. This is my hand dyed. I used to carry this base, I don't have it anymore, and it was the last skein, and I put it here. And this pink one is, I think I have it, I think it's a Drops Melody. I might be wrong, but it looks like Drops Melody, which is alpaca. So this is a wild mixture and it's a bit frumpy. The color is beautiful, but the cardigan is a bit frumpy and I don't know. I could try to save it, I could try to use it at home, but I feel like I would need to add some kind of button band to it to give it a bit of a structure, because look, it looks like this now. It's not nice, it's very droopy. It's very droopy and would be fun for home maybe. If I could fix it up a little bit, I could try. The sleeves are very tight. The bottom is, the hem is tight. I could maybe take it back and knit an I-cord edging on it, or maybe a stretchier bind off. I could try to fix it and use it at home, that this wouldn't go to waste, because I think if I frog it, I'm not gonna use the yarn. Let's face it, I'm not gonna use the yarn for anything else, probably. So let's try to fix it. Let's see how that goes. I will keep you updated. Let's be optimistic. Yes, and put this into the knit pile. Sheep bag, fun sheep bag. Whoa, my knit pile is overwhelming, but I will deal with it later. Okay. Next. This is the one I feel guilty about because it's not for me. It's for my hubby. I knit it a few years ago and it was one of my first attempts at color work, and I have frogged it once already. The yoke. I did not have my knitting ring at that point and it is a bit wrinkly and I'm afraid it's too tight. I could try blocking it, but I'm not sure if it helps. It was even worse before. This is my second attempt at it and it's just been sitting there into the project bag forever, and I feel guilty for not finishing it because I have knit him another Star Wars sweater since in Let Loppi, but he really wanted this one and I think I took on more than I could handle at that point. I did not have enough experience to do this and I tried anyways, and that's why I never finished. It's knit in Drops Nord and on 3mm needles, so it was extra challenging, and I think the neck is not very nice, but it's a weird fitting. I did a nice double neck, yeah, and I don't know, I could try to do some knitting surgery. I could try to cut it off and knit a new ribbing up there. I'm not sure, or maybe just this part is too tight. I think we need to try it on and I need to give it another go. I need to try to fix it because I know he will enjoy it. I hope it fits. I don't know. I hope I can make it work. Am I showing you the back of it? I'm showing you the back of it. That's the front. No big difference, but yeah. I could try to finish it. Yes. No, I'm definitely not frogging this because it's a lot of work. So keep, knit. I can do it. Okay, Next is from the same series because it's using the same yarn. This is a very fun bag. Got it on Etsy a million years ago. Don't ask, don't know. This is patterned by Anna Johanna, and it's a Christmas from the title, from the first Taito Christmas magazine. And the thing is that this was already finished, and I tried it on, and I was not happy with the length. I did not feel like it's a good length for me. So I ripped it back and I decided to add more length to it, and that's how it has been ever since. I never finished it, and it would be literally like 10 more centimeters of stockinette, and that's it. Because it's a dress, it's a Christmas dress. It's a beautiful, beautiful Christmas dress knit in drop snord as well, and it has sleeves and everything, and it was finished, and I don't know why. Why did I want more length? But it's now at this point. So I could basically finish it off. It wouldn't take long. Just a bit more length, and I will have a new Christmas dress for next year. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know. You think you're gonna do it, then something else comes and yeah, I want to finish this one as well. So knit. Next lives in my fringe supply bag, and it's a project that I have mixed feelings about. It's a beautiful sweater, there's nothing wrong with it, but I was pressured into knitting it. I don't want to say bullied, but I was pressured into starting this, and yeah, peer pressure is real also in the knitting world. And I don't know, already at that point it felt like it's more than I can handle, because it's a pink face by Andrea Maury. It has beautiful intricate lace detail all around, in front and in the back, and at that point when I started it, I did not have the mental capacity to work on the lace, and that's why it's here. I have the hem, I like the yarn, I like the pattern, but I could not work on it at that given moment. And I'm not sure. I would like to have the sweater, but it's not a priority right now. I don't want to frog it. I think I don't want to frog it, but I'm also not sure if I'm going to finish it anytime soon. I could still keep it for a while, and then if it's not finished by end of this year, then I could frog it. Let's do it like that. Yes. Let's put it away. It's a beautiful sweater. I would like to have the sweater, but I don't feel like knitting on it right now. I don't know. Just doesn't inspire me. And look, it has my pin collection. This bag has all my knitting pin, my beautiful knitting pin collection. I've been collecting these over years. Instead of fridge magnets, I usually buy pins wherever we go. So let's keep it for now. Let's keep it for now. What else I haven't showed you? Let's do the blankets, because I'm also unsure on the blankets. I have a few of these granny stripe blankets that I started over the years, and I don't know, it's quite a lot of work. This is Dundaga wool from Latvia, Latvian sheep wool. This is the thicker one. I started the blanket, I don't know, the colors were a bit dark, and I just put it aside. Then I started another one in Estonian wool in Adelong, and again I made a bit and I put it away. I don't know, it's it just happens. I'm not sure what to do with them. These two, I'm not sure. I might frog them, because it would take a lot of effort to finish them. I don't know. Oh, I can feel my leg. And I have one more blanket, but this one has to be finished, because it's for our daughter. I started it a long time ago, and Our son has a granny stripe blanket on his bed, and I decided that I want to knit crochet one for our daughter as well. I made a blanket for our son when he was less than 2 years old. And I started our daughter's blanket. I'm using Drops Baby Merino. I'm holding it double. I have a whole basket of yarn here. All these beautiful pinks and white, and I think there's a bit of green, and it's, yeah, it's very nice. And but I have not worked on it. It has a very beautiful crochet hook. It's by Frills. I got it as a gift. I know these are very expensive, and it's a beautiful hook. I love mine very much. And let's try. Do I still have same tension? Why is it not? Why it's not going? Because I have twisted stitch here. Anyways, I definitely want to finish this blanket. I don't know where do I find time to work on all of these projects, but let's hope I do. Oh, yeah, this is definitely a keeper. I need to finish this. I need to finish this because it's for our daughter. Okay, let's put it there. Not many left, you guys. Not many. Just a few more. Those we already looked at. I'm putting these into a frog pile for now, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, another basket. Another basket with a very fancy project bag. It's a plastic bag full of yarn scraps. Yeah, if you have been watching, you know I love a good Steven West pattern, and I started a pinguono. Baby one is a pinguino, and the adult one is pinguono. Yes, penguin and kimono, pinguono. So here's a back panel that I made for my pinguono, and that's it. I gathered the yarns, I made the back panel, and I don't know what happened afterwards, because I'm not sure if I like this. I used a strand of a neon suri silk suri. No, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And 2 strands of random fingering weight scraps, and I tried to do this fading, and yeah, I added suri, and I don't know, I'm not sure about it. Can you see the colors? It's pretty, right? Maybe I should try to work on it again. I hope I would like to have a pinguono, but it's a very big project. It's a very big commitment. But maybe I could try to work on it slowly, just like on a blanket, because it's a scrap yarn project. No, yeah, let's keep it for now. Let's not get rid of it yet. I can always do that later. Okay, another basket. And it's a blanket. It's a blanket as well. I have this basket. It's a very big basket. By the way, the basket itself is very special because it's my grandma's knitting basket. She used to keep yarns in this when I was a child, and then I got this basket from her. She gave it to me when I was moving away, and yeah, I got to keep her knitting basket. And I have a lot of Novita Seitsemän veljestä sock yarn in here because I used to knit socks. I used to buy a lot of this, and it's a whole mountain of it that I have left, and I don't think I'm gonna be knitting socks with it. Some of it is very old, and that's an old label. And I decided to do a blanket. I'm in the middle of the row for some reason on this one. So I just started this very simple garter stitch blanket. I was just randomly striping 2 of the colors here, and then I lost my steam on it. I don't know what happened. It's been just sitting in a corner for a while, and I don't know. Should I try and work on it, or should I frog it? I'm unsure about this one as well, because the idea is good. I could put all my scraps in here, but I don't know, am I able to finish it? I would like to try, but I really don't have time for all of this. Okay, I could still keep it for a while, because I don't have a better use for this yarn. I can't figure out another use for this yarn. I'm definitely not making socks with it anymore. So blanket would be good, would be easy. Okay, let's keep it for now. I think we have 2 more. I want to say we have 2 more, and then we're done. No, and the box, and the mystery box. We have 2 bags and the mystery box. Are you still there? How are you doing? I know it's a long video. I'm sorry for that, but I was thinking of splitting it in 2 parts, but I think that makes no sense. Let's just plow through it. Not much left. Look, another beautiful bag by Bertie and Puppet. Yes, you guessed it right, by Bertie and Puppet. I love this one. This one is so pretty. It has a little village on it with a duck pond and houses and trees. And the lining has cherry blossoms, and I just love it. I love it. I also love the project that's in it, because it's... I forgot the name. I always mix up the names, because there is a shawl, there is a cowl, shift, shifty, night shift. Is this a shifty? I think the sweater was named Shifty, probably. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. It's by Andrea Maury. It's this beautiful sweater with slipped stitches. And the problem is, when I started it, I was much bigger in size. I lost quite significant amount of weight last year, and now it's too big. That's why I put it on hold. But it is very exciting knit. I love this sweater. I wanted to knit it. I still want to knit it, because I have all these really fun yarns going in it. I hand dyed them for this specific project, and I want to finish it. I think I need to put it on a long cable and try it on, and maybe take a bit back. Maybe I could separate for the sleeves earlier, if that would help me, or maybe to redistribute the stitches somehow. I know it's gonna be too big, and I'm not sure if it's gonna look good as an oversized sweater, this particular one, but I could give it a go. I could try to finish it, because it still excites me. I still like it. I added the turquoise here, and I do want to finish it. It's a nice pattern. I want to work on it. I will try. I will try to finish this one. Let's put it in the knit pile. My knit pile is huge. My frog pile is much smaller. Okay, 1 more, and then the mystery box right here. This is a new cast on, so I'm not gonna talk a lot about it. You haven't seen it yet. I did talk about it last time, and I had to cast it on because one of you, my wonderful viewers, kindly gifted me a pattern for the love note. I almost already bought it. Now, I ordered mohair yarn from Ilo Yarn Shop to match my, actually to go with this Ara Festery color. I decided to use this Ara for my love note, and I wanted to lighten it up a little bit. Initially I wanted to knit socks from this yarn, but my hubby got me 2 skeins and I thought that would be a waste. I need to use both of them in the same project to do something nice. I know this would look great in socks, and I did not want a shawl because it would be way too dark for me. Even this is a bit dark for me, but it's a nice color. Yeah, I did not want to make a shawl, so I thought, what could I make with just 2 skeins of it? And I thought love note is a great idea. And I ordered this mohair. It's Lang Lace. Do I have a ball band? I have a ball band here. It's a Lang lace, color number, is it focusing at all? Color number 48 that I'm pairing up with this to make it lighter. And I will show you how it looks. So I ordered a mohair and I thought, okay, I'll buy pattern tomorrow. And then one of you, my wonderful viewers, gifted me the pattern. It was such a nice surprise, and I just keep getting free patterns on Ravelry. Thank you very much. They are greatly appreciated, but I think I will soon have more patterns than I can possibly knit. But thank you very much. I will definitely knit all of them. It will take me a while, but there's the love note. See, I'm putting the pattern in the good use. That's how it looks. Look, the mohair is making it lighter, but I will talk about this in my next regular episode. Hopefully next week, hopefully. So let's not talk about this more. I have a love note, and yeah, that's a keeper. I'm working on it. I'm knitting on the lace. It's living in my beautiful bag by Antler and Acorn, and that's a knit. Okay, last one. Last one is the mystery box, and it's a box I have not opened in a very long time because I know it's full of my old projects that I've been just putting there because I didn't feel like knitting on them. You can see there are many of them, and I would say most of them are gonna be frogged. Okay, are you ready? Let's go. Christmas socks, old Christmas socks, frog. This kind of socks with an afterthought heel in a yak. Beautiful yarn, frog. These are so pretty. I think I still want to knit these, but I need to find the pattern that I was using for these. It's one of my old Valentine's Days colorways. Very pretty, very exciting. Loved the sock. Came out too small. I don't know. I did my usual 64 stitches, but I think this pattern is making the sock smaller. So I would probably need to do 68 or maybe even 72. And I had two of them. I'm already ripping them out. Two of these cast on, so frog, and maybe reknit again. Now there is a yarn mess. Frog. Okay, next. A pair of socks from 52 Weeks of Socks. In a crazy neon pink. Love it, love it. Frog. Unfortunately, frog. No, not gonna finish them. Now it's all tangled, but okay, bear with me. Bear with. A little shawl that I started. I don't know what was I doing here. What was I going for here? Frog. Another shawl in a silk mohair. Could be drops, could be something else, not sure, but all tangled up. Can't even show it to you. It has some eyelets. Not sure what I was doing there, but frog. Not gonna finish it. Frog. Another sock. Christmas sock in a yak yarn, self-striping. Beautiful yarn, but unfortunately frog, wrong needle size, too loose. Okay, we are losing light. Good that it's the last one. Okay, yeah, frog. What else do I have in here? A mitten from Knit Like a Latvian book. It was supposed to be a sampler for a store. I knit one, we lost it. It disappeared from a store. So I started another one as a sampler, and I never finished it. It's in drop snored. I would need to finish this. Actually, this could go in a knit pile. Yes. And then the last one, interlock shawl in Dundaga wool. Beautiful colors, love this yarn. Picked it on one of my Latvian trips, but not gonna finish it. I know I'm not gonna finish it. Yeah, I learned the technique. I have knit a couple of shawls like this, and this, I think this is not happening. So frog, basically whole box of projects to frog. Oh, that's a relief. How good is that? So frog, and we're done. Congratulations if you have made it this far. Okay, I think I feel good. I feel good. A bit tired, but good. My mouth is dry. I don't think I can keep talking any longer, and I have no idea what's the project total, but there is a big pile that's gonna be frogged, and even bigger pile that I would like to finish. I think I feel like I have achieved something. I showed you all my WIPs. Now I have to deal with them because I have showed them to you. They can't just sit in my craft room anymore. They need to be dealt with properly, accordingly. And I will keep you updated on that. It feels good. It feels good to do this, and I hope I can encourage you to go through your WIPs as well. Tell me in the comments how many do you have, and yeah. Are you like me? Do you just start new things, or are you a monogamous knitter? I think both are okay. I get a bit overwhelmed when I have that many. I think my target would be to have less than 10 at the end of this year. Do you hear me? Less than 10? That would be a very good number if I would have less than 10 WIPs at the end of this year. But we will see. I will count how many I have left. I don't know. I will add the number here that you would know how many I'm keeping. And yeah, I'm not gonna do the on a different topic. I'm not gonna do the giveaway. I'm not gonna announce the giveaway winner now because this is not the regular episode. So you have more time to enter my pattern giveaway from a Finnish knitwear designers. You can find the details in my previous video. At the very end, I'm talking about the giveaway. If you would still like to participate, you have time. Let's prolong it for one more week, and yeah, or until I do my next regular episode, because this was my WIP special. And now you know all the truth about my WIPs. I have a lot of them, and I feel a bit lighter. I feel better, lighter, and now I can deal with with my WIPs. Yes, thank you for sticking with me through this. I hope you enjoyed, and leave me a comment. What do you think about all of this? I know I have an excessive amount of WIPs, but I guess it's okay sometimes, especially if you're not feeling like knitting on some things and you just want to cast on new things. I have always allowed myself to do that because knitting should be fun, right? And it really doesn't help that I want to cast on Lumme sweater as well, and a pair of socks, because we got a new fun yarn in by Opal in the store, and I wanna knit a sample sock. But okay, I think that is it for today. I am really tired from talking for 2 hours. Yeah, because the first attempt was not successful. But let's hope this is okay. Let's hope the sound is okay. Keeping my fingers crossed. And if it's not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't do this the third time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Weekend is coming. Have a very, very nice weekend, and I hope to see you next week. I think that's it for today. I have nothing else to add. Lots of WIPs, and I will go arrange them in my room now and maybe work on some of them tonight. So I will see you soon. Thank you for being here. Heippa!